Welcome back, and moving on to our first segment of today. As we mentioned in the beginning, talking about our future digital, talking about our future and preparing about 100,000 youth for just learning more and gaining more skills for self-employment. Actually, today we have the pleasure to have with us Ms. Heba Eddin. She's a writer. And first of all, good morning.
Good morning.
And tell me, how do you see or how do you think of this initiative?
First, thank you so much. And I'd like to talk about the initiative of Our Future is Digital. Actually, this initiative is really smart. We're talking about digitalization. So we're talking about making our life smart and smarter. And of course, when we make our life smarter, so it means that we are making use of everything, not only the technology, but of course the young people capabilities, to make our young people capabilities more useful, more smarter, and also it will not waste time like before. So digitalization is a very great topic that Egypt tackled recently. The initiative of making our futures digital, it's really smart way and a smart initiative to make our lives smarter and digitalized.
So let me ask you about what kind of preparations is the ministry going to adopt to prepare our youth within this initiative?
Of course, so many scholarships, so many more initiatives related to this huge initiative launched by our ministry, our country. First of all, we have so many levels of making our young people work smarter. So the first way the ministry and the country tackled, which is education. They started with a scholarship, education scholarship, which is remote education scholarship, to enable our young people to use their digitalized capabilities and also to make use of their work life, so that the ministry and the government take another initiative which is called to enable young people for free professional career. So this free professional career will make their life, as I said before, smarter and digitalized, and also will make more opportunities for employment for our young people, for these huge numbers of graduates every year. So huge numbers of graduates will find their more opportunities, their digitalized opportunities through these scholarships. So they started with education and then with improving their skills, especially their digital skills, and then to go to the opportunities of employment related to digitalization.
Talking about the capabilities of the youth, and usually it is very hard when it comes to the first step when you are just finding or searching for a new job, or you are trying to work on your own to start your own business. And I think this is usually the most difficult part. So how can we work on this?
Well, of course, we all we moved through this level and this part of our life. What can I work? What are the type of career which match my skills, match my qualifications? What I'm qualified for.
Sometimes, how can he learn, or how can he know about the capabilities that he has? Sometimes the young people, they don't know what they are capable of doing.
Yes, of course, and they don't know also what are their skills, the skills that are different from each other. Sometimes, yeah, my skills is to write very well, so I will be a very successful writer, but I don't know that I'm a skillful writer, and I will be skilled in this profession. So the ministry took another initiative that's called Maharatek. And Maharatek, actually, it's a very nice initiative and a very smart initiative, digitalized. They can just improve their skills, and they can know their skills from home. No need to go for any place, for anywhere, to know their skills or to search for their skills. So graduates, they have a very huge question mark, what I'm skilled for. Through Mahara Tech initiative that the government launched, they can know their skills and they can know also their professional career, what they can do for a brighter future for them and for their family.
I think this also includes women empowerment as well. We have talked about this a lot, and actually now the leadership is giving much concern to women empowerment and working on all the skills and providing all facilities for women even to that they can work from home.
Yes, of course. There is another initiative improved by the government. They launched a skill that's or initiative that's called Qudwatek. And through Qudwatek initiative, women can know their handmade crafts. They can make so many works from home instead of just going through transportation means and wasting their time. So through Qudwa initiative, they can know, Qudwatek initiative, they can know how they can market their handmade crafts. How can they improve their skills as women? Because women empowerment is really one, I can say, one target of all of those digitalized initiatives.
So working on women and how they can just promote their own products, of course, through let's say, all means of social media. This is something also of great importance as well. So we are working on this and we are opening new channels for this.
Of course, social media is a magical tool that initiative of making our futures digital, or our futures digital initiative, I can say raised. So social media as a magical tool, now we can think as women that we have no longer wasting our time or just we have like no useful time that we are spending on social media, because through these initiatives we can learn from social media. We can have the positive tool or the positive impact from social media by improving our skills, by working from home. And of course the government, by the way, they have launched the working from home initiative so that make people, more people work from home, and instead of, as I said, waste their time outside and go and come without without like improving more of their work. So through social media means women make use of all of their work through marketing on social media. They can market for their work. They can find more people, not like before, because now more people they are staying on social media. We have so many platforms, without mentioning names, so many platforms and so many means via social media that they can market their work. I see so many work made by women marketed on social media. So this way will enable more young people, will empower more women to market their work from home.
Talking about the support for the technical education, and this is also very, very important if you are talking about the youth and about all opportunities in this part.
Yes, of course. Now we're learning and we're listening about homeschooling. That we just astonished when we listen about homeschooling in the past. Actually, before COVID-19, but after COVID-19, amid COVID-19, we have homeschooling, which is very, very, very digitalized initiative. So, yes, remote education is one way that this initiative raised and launched. When we say, I will make my children to work, to educate from home, to work then from home, so it means that their digitalization capabilities, their digitalization skills will be improved. They can have more, as you said, technical skills, more technological skills, so that they can make use of social media. It's no longer wasting time, it's no longer negative impact.
Let me talk also about the city of knowledge in the new administrative capital, as long as we are talking about this transformation in technology.
Yes, in the new capital, this huge projects, of technological and of technical projects in the new capital that the presidency has launched in this new capital will enable and will form the future of children of today, for also the children of tomorrow, that they will be raised and they will be grown up for knowing and being aware of the digital life. Actually, the initiative is called Our Future is Digital, and I can say that also our life now is digital. So we're trying to raise up our children to work on the digital life, and they will actually live in this digital life, which will be started in the new capital.
Talking about funding such an important initiative and providing the opportunity also that each and everyone can access, for example, the means of using this technology. How do you see this, and how can it help as well? Because still not everyone has his own laptop or tablet or all these kinds of accessible tools.
Yes, of course. Well, if we will think about economy or fundraising for these accessible technologies, so we will think of transforming the life, I can say offline life to online life. So online life, you will not pay a lot. You will not it's not consuming life. Of course, it will invest in people. It means we will no longer pay a lot outside home, but we will pay inside home. So every family will have their, I can say, the increasing budget to have these accessible tools. And of course, by time, the government will invest more and more initiatives in order to provide these accessible tools for all the people.
Talking about, just as you mentioned, for example, now we all live the experience of just learning online. Maybe in the past, when you tell someone about learning online or having a certificate online, he will start to be a little bit hesitated. But now, definitely everyone is looking now for the online education, for adults at least, and even for the kids, for the young people. And we have seen new apps every day appearing, just providing more means of interaction among them, that we can see it is not just sitting in front of your laptop or just looking or watching a teacher, but no, now you have many interaction apps that you can work on, whether you're talking about groups, about individuals, and this helped also a lot in this.
Yes. When we say that our life was globalized, now we can say our life is more globalized. So everything now is being at your home. You can watch everything. You can get accessibility from all of the, I can say, places, in education universities, in employment companies. They are only applying from like online application. So we have here that so many universities around the world, very huge universities, they make their tools, their materials accessible for all the young people. So we find so many certificates online. And actually some companies, they require these certificates online. So it's no longer, yes, as you said, it's no longer suspicious, or we no longer hesitate about this. But of course we can get this, because now our world is not just one small room, but a smaller room, actually.
It's a global village, we can say it like that.
Yes, of course. And these social media and new applications form on social media, they make our worlds like, as I said, at your home. So you can go to any place of the world and all over the world, just you're staying from home. You can even work in the multinational companies, you can work everywhere, but just staying at home. And of course, I expect that the world will no longer go fully and completely offline after COVID-19, because the world lived this way. The world liked the digitalized life. So they will not get back, of course.
Talking about the youth and the impact of mingling the youth with different cultures, how important it is when it comes to the practical life. So now you're talking about universities. I'm even talking about high schools. Now they are opening the channels to have your own project with the students from different countries of your same age, making some agreements with some other schools in different countries, so that you have the same age, you are sitting with the same age, talking to him and making a project, for example. How can this have an impact on his personality and on him as a person who's going to start a new career or a practical life?
Well, I can say that they are more lucky than us because, yes, they have so many capabilities to be built. I can say digital capabilities. So as a young people, their influence on them, that they are, they have more capabilities more than us. Not only the skills, like for example writing skills, or for example singing skills, or I can say any of the skills that the people are learning, but also digital skills. So the impact here is really positive. It's related to technological, digital skills, not only these professional skills to enable them to work after graduation. Students in the projects, I can say that it's really modern life. This is the mainstream digital life, because digital life, you do not have any time for that you can waste. Sometimes even in our careers, you can do more than a project in 1 month, but late or before in the offline life, no, you can just stay like 3 months in one project, for example, for any work or for any profession. So for them as well, these projects online will enable them to do more projects. So their skills, in addition to their professional or their, I can say, their personal skills, also they will have digital skills.
Talking about training also for the youth and new graduates when it comes to the labor market. Usually when we used to talk about the labor market in the past, we used to talk about the lack of training and the demands of the market so that you can produce, and talking also about efficiency of what you are producing. So nowadays we can see that the leadership of Egypt is giving much concern to training of the youth, preparing them for the practical life and the labor market demands. How do you see this, and what are the steps adopted to move forward?
Of course, we have some, I can say, some initiatives from the government, which is called programmers training, and also digital training for the young people. So programmers training, it will enable the young people to be aware and to be, I can say, they have like consciousness on the programming and how it works. And they can, of course, in the fields, in the whole life fields, they can be, they can have like these more building and these more capabilities to go through any of the libraries, any of the educational tools, any of the career life, in order to have these capabilities and through this training. Of course, building digital capabilities for young people training, which is launched by the leadership of Egypt, will enable young people to have, I can say, this smart way. Why do we say digital life is a smart life? Because yes, I can consider that the young people will be smarter. They can think more like quickly. They can have this grasp, this smart grasp.
I was just going to ask you about the challenges that one might face while working with the youth.
Working with the youth, they have these digital skills. I don't think that they might have challenges related to network or related to technology. They just, what the government made is really smart, because they empowered, or they enabled.
They were trying to cope with their needs.
Yes.
The needs of the youth, of course.
Yes, of course. So through this training, they have no challenges. So the government is trying to avoid any challenges that might encounter them or might face them in their professional career. So this training will, I can say that will avoid any challenges that young people might face. And of course, in I can say pre-COVID-19 life, when we have this offline professional career, yes, young people face so many challenges. which is related to technology and digitalization. But now, when everything is digitalized, they can think smarter, they can not waste their time, and also they can be more successful to build more capabilities and skills.
We can say that this is also part of our sustainability and Egypt's vision for 2030 as well.
Yeah, I think that in the future, like near future, through just few years, we will have more digitalized tools, again, more than this. And we can say, when we have this digitalization live before, so yes, the world is going very fast, and we have to cope with the mainstream, and this is really smart initiatives by Egypt. They are going with the mainstreams all over the world, with the new world, we can say, which is the new world of digitalization that we are living. And of course, in 2030 vision, Egypt's formed and already taken these initiatives to be in the beginning lines of the world countries, so that they can Egypt can compete more countries to be in this like front lines of being digitalized country.
I think now Egypt is, just as you mentioned, competing and moving on the right track. If I'm talking about digitalization, now we can see Egypt in a completely different place.
Yes, we can predict. This is our future, and this is our country. We hope, of course, brighter future for our country. So we can predict that Egypt will lead more countries to be like Egypt, like a role model. So I can say that Egypt is a role model of digitalization life and digitalized life, and more countries will take Egypt as a role model from all over the world, I think, because yes, it's leading so many African countries even in this digitalization life. So of course, yes, Egypt is on track of digitalized life.
Especially we're talking about digitalization in many different aspects of life and different, let me say that most of the sectors.
Yes, so many ministries. We can say Ministry of Technology and Information, Communication and Information Technology, Ministry of Education, the whole ministries, they are working on the same track of Egypt's leadership.
And even providing more services for the citizens for whatever they want, that they can achieve most of their needs through the internet as well.
Of course, yeah. The three initiatives launched by the leadership, Maharatek, Wazifatek, and Qudwatek, they are like bright initiatives that I advise everyone to read about it, and they can know what are the demands that Egypt is doing for its citizens, so that they can make use of all of these techs, all of these, we can say, initiatives. They are techs, yeah, technology. So it means that they can make use of building more skills through Maharatek, for example, to empower more women through Qudwatek, and of course to find more careers and more professional opportunities through Wazifatek.
Right, Mrs. Heba Eddin, writer, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Right, and moving on to a short break, then we'll be back with more on our breakfast show.